If this video found you, it is a synchronicity, okay? Spirit has brought us together because they have been trying to talk to you and you've been asking, please give me a sign. Please, you've been wondering, maybe you've just had a spiritual awakening and you're wondering like, how can I get more in touch with my spirit guides? Because they have the answers to everything and I want answers. So how do I get guidance from my spirit guide? Because I'm done doing it myself. I need help from something beyond myself. If that sounds like your case, then this video, you can trust, is for you. Now, here's what I want to say before we get into all the information I'm going to give you from Spirit themselves. They want to know, they want you to know that they love you so much and you're doing just fine. But they also want you to know that they have been talking to you. They've never left your side. You've never been alone. They've been with you from the moment you entered this world, from the moment you took your first breath as a physical being to the moment you take your last breath. They ushered you into this world and they will be there waiting for you when it's time for you to go back to the spiritual world, okay? That's first and foremost. But sometimes we can't always hear them. And why is that? Well, here we go. We're going to get into it in this video. And after this video, I promise you will get some guidance from your spirit guides. You will get some signs within 24 hours. You'll get some clarity, epiphanies. It's going to come to you because I'm channeling how to do this directly from Spirit themselves. So what I tell you, and it's going to help me too because I always need a refresher myself. That's why I do these videos. I love connecting to that energy. But we're going to figure out what to do. We're going to figure out how to get the help we need. Okay, so if you don't have time to watch the whole thing, save it and come back because I promise you this is going to help you and this is going to be something that you're going to want at your disposal, okay? No matter how practiced you are in the spiritual world, this is something that you can use at the very beginning, or if you're very advanced, it's always nice to have that refresher, okay? So first and foremost, before you try to even hear what your spirit guides are telling you, you have to make sure your vibration is good, right? So think of it like this. If a fan, my fan's like sticking out right there, so it's sticking out to me. Your spirit guides, they vibrate on such a high frequency, it's like the fan going, right? And when the fan gets going fast enough, we almost can't even see the blades because they're spinning so fast. Physical reality is when the fan is turned off and we just see the fan, right? So look at that as vibrations. Like the vibrations are so vastly different, right? Now, if we want to hear what our spirit guides are saying, we have to match that vibration. Okay, we have to kind of build our vibration up so we can get a little bit higher to hear them. And then they kind of lower theirs a little bit. And then somewhere in this in-between, that's where we can hear each other. Okay? So whenever you're sad, whenever you're hopeless, whenever you're afraid, that actually lowers your vibration. So the lower you go with those vibrations, the harder it's going to be to hear your spirit guides, which is funny because that's actually when we always want to hear the answers the most, is when we're in those states, right? So a lot of people will have a spiritual awakening when they're in those states because they get so low that they want guidance so badly they can't hear it. And so that's when they actually have their spiritual awakening because they go so far down into the earth, so to speak, that it's darkness and they have no other choice but to look up, right? So first and foremost, we have to raise our vibration. How do we do that? By getting happy, okay? Getting happy. And if you can't get happy, if that seems like too big of a jump from where you're at, just get neutral. Get neutral, okay? It's better than down there, okay? Because your spirit guides are up here. You got to try to match that vibration. This is actually something that I do before I do all of my readings because I have noticed that the feedback I get from my readings, it's so much better whenever I try to raise my vibration beforehand. So this can look like meditating, but I find it easier and I get much better results when I just do something that really gets me excited. So maybe that's eating something really yummy like chocolate, or having like a really, really good coffee that just tastes so good and it just boosts your dopamine. Maybe that's going for a walk and then you just feel, your body just feels good afterward. Maybe it's listening to really good music, okay? You gotta find, maybe it's having a conversation with a really good friend that that makes you laugh. You gotta find what that is for you. But that's the first step, okay? Now, when in doubt, walking, I'm telling you what, walking is really good at neutralizing your energy because when we have all this pent up energy and we don't know how to quiet the mind, and we're just kind of like going off the rails a little bit, we want to walk at least a 15-minute walk. If you can walk 15 minutes, you're good. But that's channeling energy. That walking is, you're channeling that energy out of you. And when you're done with the walk, it's like all that energy is kind of released a little bit, and you're even more open and receptive to spirit. Okay? So if you're having a really hard time, go with the walk. Go with the walk. And then when you get home, you're feeling a little bit better, do something else to even raise your mood a little bit more. Okay? So that's first and foremost. We have got to raise our vibration. Now, there are other ways you can raise your vibration. But if you're in a pinch and you need answers and clarity in the moment, that's what I would suggest to do. Other ways to raise your vibration, getting Reiki. I tell you what, that'll just have you soaring. I'm telling you what, okay? Listening to like crystal bowls, that will raise your vibration. Okay, because it's like tuning forks. It's like whenever someone rings one fork, your vibration is like forced to match that. Okay. If you're not able to find a practitioner, or if you're not able to spend the money to do that, there are a lot of free Reiki and crystal bowl sessions on YouTube that you can look up. Okay, so those are just that's where we want to start. We want to start with just raising your vibration to here. Okay. Next thing you want to do is ask your spirit guides for a clear sign, and it can be whatever you want it to be. Okay, I really like to ask spirit for a very unusual sign, something that I know that my brain will not chalk up as a coincidence, okay? So if it needs to be a purple elephant, then make it a purple elephant. Whatever you know in your daily life you're not going to see, ask spirit. Say, please, if the answer is yes to this situation, then send me a purple elephant within 24 hours. Then you don't go searching for the purple elephant. You live your life, you stay in your high vibes, right? Because if you go back down there, you're not going to get the guidance from spirit to find that purple elephant, right? You need to live your life, live your day, and then if you come across that purple elephant, you have your answer. Okay? You can make it one thing for yes, one thing for no. That's one way to get in touch with your spirit guides. Okay? Usually, we are living in a physical world, so spirit really likes to give you answers through physical reality. Okay? Because it's just easier for you to hear it that way. And they know that about you. So listen to what pops into your experience. Song lyrics are so common. Spirit loves to use song lyrics. Listening to the radio and the perfect song comes on, and the lyrics, there's like this one line in the song that just resonates with you. It just gives you this instant clarity. You're like, that's what I needed to hear, you know? Or maybe you're talking to a friend and they're like, hey, they just tell you the perfect thing you need to hear. And it just breaks through in your brain. You're like, gosh, that's exactly what I needed to hear. Thank you so much. Who do you think gave your friend the words? Spirit did, right? Spirit uses friends, family, billboards, song lyrics, books, anything that's going to be coming along your path. Spirit uses that to help get the message across to you. But in order for you to be on the right vibration to hear the impulses and the nudges to even find that song in the first place, right? You have to be in a high vibration, okay? When spirit says, hey, go to this bookstore, right? You get this idea like, oh, I should go to that bookstore. And then you go to the bookstore and you just find the perfect book that's like has all the answers to your questions, right? Spirit's not going to say, hey, go to the bookstore, look at this book and purchase it. They're not going to do that. They're just going to give you a little nudge. Go to the bookstore. Okay? When you get the nudge is when you take action. You do not wait. Spirit does not give you 3 days ahead of time plans. Like, they don't give you a roadmap. They give you turn now. They don't say, hey, in 3 days, turn right. No. Whenever they give you guidance, it's because you need to act on it in the moment that you get it. If you don't, you will miss your shot. And a lot of the times, and I'm guilty of this too, whenever something happens, I'll have this feeling like I should do something. And then I'll say, okay, Spirit, this is what I think I should do. Please give me a sign if I am on the right track here. But guess what? You having the feeling to do it in the first place, that was your sign. So if you're getting these intuitive nudges to do things, do it. Okay, you guys, I'm running out of time, so I'm going to have to make a part 2 about this.